We're live.
That's better. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Hartley Lefton. I'm the chair of the board of directors of the Toronto Parking Authority. The board secretary has confirmed we have quorum, so I will call to order this special meeting of the board of directors. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for making yourselves available on shorter notice than usual. This meeting is being held using the city's WebEx technology, with directors and staff connecting by video conference or calling in. City Council has amended our meeting rules to enable us to hold virtual meetings during the city's COVID-19 emergency and for a period of time following termination of this emergency. Because we are meeting remotely, we ask for your patience with any delays and technical issues. Members of the public can watch the meeting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Toronto City Council Live. There are no registered public speakers for this meeting. I would like to remind everyone to please keep your mics muted and video turned off unless you need to address the board. This will make it easier for me as chair and for anyone else watching on YouTube to observe directors as we debate and vote on the agenda item. Directors, I ask that you please keep your mics muted unless you wish to speak to the item. If you do wish to speak, then please make sure your video is on and raise your hand, or unmute your mic and indicate your intention to speak, and I will create a speakers list as necessary. When voting, I ask the directors please turn on their video and raise their hands to indicate their vote. If there is a recorded vote, I will ask you to state if you're in favor or opposed to the motion. I want to remind you that even though we are participating remotely, we must still submit our motions in writing to the board secretary. City clerk staff are available at tpaboard@toronto.ca to assist with motions. Although we are in different locations and meeting remotely today, the board of directors acknowledges that the land on which we usually meet is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. Are there any declarations of interest under the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act? If you have an interest, please raise your hand or unmute your mic and indicate the item number and the nature of the interest. Seeing none, we'll now consider the one item on our agenda, item PA 19.1, further update regarding confidential personal matters, and item PA 18.14. Members, I brought this item forward, As I stated in my letter, I would like to bring some additional information to the board further to the item that we considered at our last meeting, November 3rd, regarding some confidential personnel matters. I would also like to seek direction from the board with respect to these matters. As the discussion has to take place in closed session, I will now move to close the meeting and move in camera. Board Secretary, if I can ask you to please display the motion and read aloud the motion. There we go. So 3:07 p.m. that the Board of Directors of the Toronto Parking Authority recesses public session to meet in closed session to consider this item as it pertains to personal matters about identifiable individuals and security of the property belonging to the Toronto Parking Authority. All those in favor, thank you. All those in favor of moving to closed session, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Motion carries. Board Secretary, I'll ask you to please temporarily close the meeting to members of the public and only provide access to directors and appropriate city staff, being yourself, Mr. Solomon, Ms. Fowles, and Brendan Nolan. For the closed portion of the meeting. In addition, the YouTube live stream should be suspended until the closed session is over. Colleagues, I'll ask you to rearrange your surroundings so that no other person observes any part of the closed session of our discussion.
Thank you, Chair. Just give us one moment and we'll
please,
the live stream is cut.
Thank you.
Chair, the meeting is back in open session.
Thank you very much. We are back in open session. The board will now consider publicly the item considered in closed session. First of all, do directors wish to ask public questions or speak publicly to the item? Seeing none, may I have a motion to adopt the item as amended? Councillor Bradford? The motion's on the screen that the Board of Directors, Toronto Parking Authority, adopt the confidential instructions contained in confidential attachment 1 to letter from the chair as amended by the board in closed session. And 2, to direct that the confidential attachment 1 and its appendices remain confidential in their entirety as they contain information which pertains to personal matters with identifiable persons and security of property belonging to the Toronto Parking Authority. Moved by Councillor Bradford. All those in favor, please raise your hands. Actually, I'll start out for the screen to clear. All those in favor, please raise your hands. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. That concludes our business for today. I really appreciate everyone convening on short notice. We will see each other again at our meeting scheduled for December 14th. In the meantime, as always, please stay safe, stay healthy, keep physical distance where appropriate. I look forward to seeing you online in a few weeks. Take care. Our meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.